I'd love to go into her wardrobe. She wears some things, and I think, God, I'd love to do what
I
you
thought
do.
you were going to say Holly Willoughby.
No.
Hello,
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 hello, hello.
guys. Feliz jueves.
Hi, guys.
Happy Thursday. We are here. Another question of the week.
So, how's your week been?
Oh, just the same.
Is it same shit, different day?
Different day, different week, different hour, really. That's really it.
Yeah.
I am loving our new
Addition, our little
jelly cat.
Joester.
If you don't know what a jelly cat is, let me see. I'll show you guys. How do you explain a jelly cat?
It's a toy.
It's so cute. So this is the egg on toast one. And he's called apparently.
Is it Eglinton or something like
I
that?
don't know where you got that from.
Is that there?
My name is Eglatine.
Eglinton.
Eglatine egg on toast. Please look after me. We do. You're part of the pod. He's like the cute. He's so cute.
Was it a he?
I feel like he's a he.
Right.
What do you feel?
I think it is a he as well.
It's not giving she vibes. It's giving he vibes.
It's giving he vibes.
So that's my little egg on toast. So yeah, there you
What
go.
are you like? Honestly.
I know. Love a little jelly cat. Very cute.
Honestly, I think when people see me going and buying nice things as well, they think I'm buying it for either a young child or a grandchild or something like that. And I'm like, no, it's for my daughter. And they look at me and they go, oh. And I go, yeah, she's 33.
There's a shop in Port Dandrach that sells these.
Don't.
We haven't been yet.
I'm not going.
No. I told mom, like, you need to stop buying me jelly cats. And then she was like, oh, they've got a limited edition Easter one just came out, and I was like, oh shit.
But I'm not looking at. I've actually unsubscribed from their mailing list because it was ridiculous.
Talking about subscribing, if you've not subscribed to Trendy Talk Podcast yet, now is your chance to smash that subscribe button. There you go.
Smash it out.
Slip that one in. So, guys, every week we have different topics. This week is question of the week. And this question of the week was the following. So I want to say it correctly. What was exactly, I know the question, but I want to read it out how we.
Yeah, because I know somebody that misread it and told me what they'd like to do. And I was like,
oh, because I also know someone, it was Spanish. And I was like, no, that's completely not what we were thinking. It is, if you could snoop through someone's private life, who would it be? And we got some good ones. I think I'm just going to go, because we're filming this literally when I put up the story. I've got it here.
Right.
So here we go. Have you got any?
Well, it was quite funny because I did put this out and a few people came back and, they said they would like to snoop on, and this was actually one that I would have liked to have done.
Go on.
Was Piers Morgan.
Oh, all right. Yes, I like that. That's a good one. Little Piercy. Well, I like
he's got a lot going on. I like, because I was devastated, let's say, when he left GMB.
Good Morning Britain.
I was hugely pissed off.
Do you know he's got obviously his new show? And I think it's only on YouTube. It comes up on mine. Like when he does fun interviews, I'll watch it, that like interest me.
Yeah. So
he will be great to watch when the P. Diddy case starts.
That's another one that I've got on my list.
P. Diddy. Shit, that's such a good one.
Sean Coombs, aka P. Diddy.
Yes, that is such a good one.
I've got that one.
Shit, actually, that is such a good one.
I know, because Freddie and I talked about this in work ages ago, and he was asking.
God, I'm going to be getting a TV in that kitchen in Coco's when we're watching this. I hope that it's like on TV, that's televised, the court case.
I'd imagine they would need to.
Really?
I imagine it to be like the O.J. Simpson case.
Yes, because I was never like,
you were too young.
I was too young with that.
OJ was 95, so you were too
I was too
young.
young, but I've watched so many documentaries about
Uh-huh.
it, and I know it sounds so bad, but I kind of feel like I want to live. Like, I want to be like, when I'm older, I'm like, I remember the day that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I want to be like that, you know? And
So
like, if I have kids, like to be like, Mom, where were you when that
I know, was
happened?
this is
And
it?
I'm like,
I know.
well,
Well, actually.
I was drinking a matcha.
Mhm.
I was filming a podcast with your grandma. We stopped filming.
I know.
Everyone stopped to watch the
To
TV.
hear the verdict of what happened. Yeah, I know. That's going to be a really interesting trial when it
hmm
starts in May.
Shit, we've got a bit to wait.
I know.
Hmm.
Bet you his arse is making buttons on now, I'll
Oh
tell
my
you
God,
that.
he's.
Fucking heck.
I wouldn't want to be in his situation. I got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Jenner.
Really, Kris Jenner?
I got a lot of.
Yeah.
And also, most popular in mine was Kylie Jenner.
Yes, it's funny how.
But mine is like, I don't know, I'm posting on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's like a different audience,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's what I was going to say. It's like a different generation
Yeah, because I
completely.
bet if you snooped around Chris and Kylie, it would be like very business. You'd be like, oh,
See,
this is
that's
boring.
how I know. That's how I would imagine. Like if you were to get a hold of their phone and snoop through their phone, it would all be business,
But I
business.
think if you snooped through their life at home, it
Do you
could.
not think it'd be quite homely?
What do you mean?
Like not as exciting as you think it was going to be.
Well, I think you would, yeah, you would learn that it's like maybe not very so drama filled and spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you would learn obviously like more about that person. Like maybe Chris wakes up at 4 and she does a workout. I think she does
Yeah.
workout from
Okay.
5 to
Got you.
6. And I think you would actually respect the person more. You'd be like, holy shit, like she's on top of her stuff. You
See,
know
I
what I mean?
think the thing about them is the Kardashians is that what we see or what we think we see
Yeah.
on their TV program is the reality of it. And you and I both know that these kind of things,
You and I both know being
us
being
being such celebrities ourselves.
us being on reality TV ourselves.
Uh-huh. No, but what I mean
What are
is,
you talking about, Mum? Shite. Well, I
but
know where you're coming from
it's
because
not, it's more scripted than,
right, I know where Mum's coming from because two reasons I think I know where you're coming from. When I first started my Instagram, everything was very like, no, I'm gonna just go staged. For example, I would be like, oh, because I hadn't found like my Amanda.
no. Yeah.
Amanda
Yep, yep, yep.
is, if you haven't heard me talk about it, she's been on this podcast. She talked about sugar addiction. It's an amazing episode. Definitely flip over and see that. She basically, she's my videographer, she's my friend, she's my photographer, and she's so easy to work with. As in, I can just be doing my day, and she's just like click, 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 video, and it's actually like what I authentically do. Whereas back when I first
Mm-hmm.
started Instagram, I was living in a different country and we kind of had to like stage a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
where it was like I had to do my whole kind of different things that I would do in a week in like 2 hours, you know? So it'd
It
be
was
like,
very manufactured.
it was. So I think because mum's seen that,
Yeah.
that's why you're saying that.
I think because I've seen like the behind the scenes bit of your, when you in the start, and as you say, it was very, you know, you you were forcing it.
Yeah. And also, we did that pilot for the reality as
Yeah.
well. And
And the
mum
thing
was a part of
is,
that. So you've seen also
we
what goes
also
into that.
know that what what you film, you
Oh my
know,
God.
is condensed into this space of time.
Yeah.
And then where it's shown is shown over that space of time. So when you're watching the Kardashians,
They
I'm
must be
just using them as a for
filming
instance,
for months
you
and
know,
months.
but the
And
thing is, you
but
can't have a
imagine,
camera up your ass 24/7.
no, but imagine when we did the pilot for
Uh
that
huh. Yeah,
reality thing, how much effort and work, like
I
we
know.
were all fucked after it.
I
And it
know.
was only 3 days of filming. And that made 40 minutes,
Yeah,
30 minutes. And it was 3 days of filming. And it was like intense. And everything had to be planned. You had to ask like permissions. Like, so
yeah.
that's why I think mum's saying like it would be
Hmm.
staged.
It's not that I live that life. I'm not.
Yeah, that's
I'm
we
not
definitely
that up
don't
my
live that
ass.
life.
You know.
Right, someone wrote,
Uh huh.
"My ex's new girlfriend just for the day, purely out of research purpose, of course."
Really?
Yeah,
I
my
can't be
ex's
arsed.
new girlfriends. Yeah, it'd be like to see like if you would go through like her messages, you'd be like, oh, he's sending you that same bullshit. You know, oh,
I
I got that,
suppose.
you know?
Yeah.
I think that's like what she's meaning.
Yeah,
And
I can
also,
understand people wanting to do that, but at the same time, I'm like, no, just cut the fucking tie, just move on. Don't
yeah,
even look back. Don't even look at that shit.
I think
And
also
don't annoy yourself.
another thing is you, and I don't understand why girls do this. If you've had a boyfriend and he's broken up with you and he gets the new girlfriend, they all of a sudden want to be like the new girlfriend. It's like the most bizarre. And then the new girlfriend wants to be like the ex girlfriend. Okay. Remember last time,
Mm-hmm.
like what's happened to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was trying to be like me so much with fitness, with matcha, with everything that it was like, babe, he ain't with me anymore. He doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
So stop trying to be like me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand why the new girlfriends look at the ex girlfriends and compare. Guilty. Done it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, she's brunette. Should I dye my hair brunette?
Yeah.
You know, like, she, her lips are bigger than mine. Should I do my lips?
No,
Been there, done
don't
it.
even go
There's
there.
a reason why he's not with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't try to be like her.
So I have there was another common one that kept coming up with me was Simon Cowell.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Because I would love to see into like his sort of life, and because I think there's a bit of a kind of, is it really like, how does he live his life really?
Well, like, he goes to like Malibu.
I know he's in Malibu a
Well,
lot.
I
I've
don't
seen.
think he'll be in Malibu now.
Do you know who did a brilliant prank on him?
Ant and Deck.
Brilliant,
Seen it. Brilliant.
so friggin' funny.
It was very good.
That
So
was amazing,
basically, it's called Ant and Deck's Saturday Night Takeaway.
excellent.
And they do pranks on celebrities, and they did a prank on Simon Cowell, and it was freaking hilarious. So they knew that Simon Cowell goes out with his bike at 8 a.m. or whatever.
And he does this certain
He
route.
does a certain route in Malibu on this electric bike,
Oh,
and
it's so
they
funny.
set up to be like the police, and they were saying like, I think his bike was banned and he broke rules, and
And
it was hilarious.
yeah.
Anton Deck Saturday Night Takeaway, hilarious. It
Yeah,
was very
they no
good.
longer have that program. But I would just like to see into his life to see, does he, sort of, is he as hands-on with the acts that he has and things like that, or is it a million other people deal with it and he's just
I
at the top of the
think
pile?
at the start he was obviously hands on because it's like he's
Yeah.
building the brand of the X Factor. So I think he would be, but then I think at the end, I think now he's just so chill. He's like, just let me live. I've got my
Well, I mean, he's in
son.
his 60s now,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to maybe snip into it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like now it'd be like a bit
Okay.
boring.
That's what I mean. I think it would be quite boring now.
I got here a
Hmm.
Victoria's Secrets model during Fashion Week in the 2000s.
Full on. I think there'd be a lot going on. I think
In
it's
the
changed a lot.
I think it's changed hugely. I think
Hmm.
in the 2000s, if you snoop through a Victoria's Secret model's life, you would be very, very surprised and very
I
shocked.
think, yeah, you would be quite shocked. I think also it's quite hard and harsh back then because they had to be a certain size.
Mhm.
You were a zero, you were on it. People were, oh, I think it would have been vicious,
I
absolutely
remember
vicious.
there was like, I mean, there still is now on YouTube. I don't know if it's not a big trend anymore, but there was a trend of like, I ate like a Victoria's Secret model for a whole
Oh,
week,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this is what happened. And then all these diets. Oh, the Romy Stride diet. Da, 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 da. I have to say, just because Romy Stride came into what we just were talking about now, she is a Dutch Victoria's Secret model, and she's absolutely gorgeous. And you always ask yourself, like, is she really like that in person? Well, your girl met her and she was stunning.
Really?
Oh my God. And she was pregnant at the time.
Oh,
It
shit.
was at the Marcel Ramos red party.
Oh, yes, uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
I met her at the elevator, and like at that time she was really posting on YouTube and her travels and everything. And I watched her videos, and I talked with her a little bit. And honestly, like, I was like, wow, like she was just glowing, beautiful.
Really.
But I think now it's so different. They've just reintroduced the Victoria's Secret show again.
And they also have like plus size
Yeah,
models in it.
they
And,
should.
yeah, they should, exactly,
They freaking should.
because back, even in, as you're saying, like even 25 years ago, they were having girls that they were
I
unrealistic. They
know.
weren't.
I think that it's quite sad back then because it was all that like size zero and the skinniness. And do you know what I feel? The other day I was thinking about this and I thought like it's so sad. There's now this big hype about the weight loss drug. I call it Ozempic.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ozempic.
Uh-huh.
And it is so sad. I look around me and I'm like, she's on it, she's on it, she's on it,
Yeah.
she's on it, she's on it. They just have the same, like, it's like skinny fat. You're just skinny. There's zero muscle, like zero muscle, and their face. And
Mm-hmm.
when I think I was like scrolling through something in TikTok or something, and they were talking about Ozempic face, and it is
Mm-hmm.
such a thing.
It
Like
is.
I can now look at a girl and be like, "You're on it."
Yeah.
Like I can name you some girls that are on it. I can honestly say there is a girl that I know that pretends to be a fucking nutritionist and she's stabbing herself with Ozempic.
But she's also ODing on it as well.
Oh, she's ODing on it.
She's taking double doses.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not
I know
triple.
because I found the injections in my fucking bin and
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's not
But
work.
you're right about that look that they have. There's that.
Horrible.
It is.
It's
You
honestly
can just
so
look at it.
horrible.
Yeah, it's not
You know,
nice.
and then the worst thing is, which it's like take it, do what you really want. Fucking admit it.
But own it.
Own it.
Own
Just be
it.
like, by the way, I'm on.
I
All
know.
right, okay,
I've taken it.
crack on.
Good. Well done.
I
You
don't
know.
know, like, but it's the zero muscle. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could never be able to have like muscle that name a girl that's taking it or a man that's got muscle. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh fuck, they're fit as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're doing a bodybuilding competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's sad, and I think that trend of being like that and zero personality is coming back,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Right. Another one of mine.
Okay.
Now, she's come back in Colleen Rooney.
Oh,
Mm.
oh.
I thought about her the other day there. I thought,
During the
really?
freaking
Wagatha Christie, Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now, the reason I brought her up is because she was on I'm a Celebrity last year.
Yep.
And I
Loved her.
thought, I thought she came across so
Great.
natural, so, yeah, I just loved her. I
Yep.
thought she was so good
Me
and
too.
everything like that. And I thought, I really hope you get something from this. You just don't disappear and we
Yeah,
don't
but
see you
what is
again.
she doing?
So now she's launched a kind of a supplements brand and things
Okay.
like that.
Oh,
And
I'm
I think what
need to
she's
look into
doing
that.
is, and you should, is doing things slowly, which I think is quite sensible.
Well, she's got like 6 million kids.
I know she's got those 4 boys. God bless her.
I thought it was 6.
No, she's got 4 boys and she's got her husband. Maybe it is 6 then if you count him as 2.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are they living now? Is
um,
he not out in Dubai?
no, no, no. They're in
Oh
the
no.
UK. He was a manager of a football team
All right.
until he
Okay.
gets sacked recently.
Oh really?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think she's been quite sensible about, our sort of PR, kind of thing, doing things slowly. Because sometimes people come out of these reality TVs and it's like everywhere you go, you see that person and you're like, oh, fuck me, get them off the
But I
television.
think that she couldn't take on too much anyway, and she also doesn't like. It's not like her like she wouldn't be able to live if she didn't do a brand deal. Do you know what I mean? She'd just be doing it for herself if she
No,
herself relates and wants to help
yeah,
somebody.
exactly. And that's what I think is quite nice about what she is doing. It's
Oh,
quite
sorry.
believable. So I personally would love to have a day in the life of Colleen Rooney. I
Oh
just
yes.
follow her.
Going back to the whole Ozempic thing,
All right, okay.
Katie Price.
Don't,
I died when I seen her.
don't. I saw her recently. I nearly died as well. I actually had to have a double take.
I was
I didn't
staring.
realise it was her.
What has she done? Like, oh my god.
She needs to step away from the surgeon's table for a start.
She needs to stop injecting herself with that stuff. She looks
She
mum.
looks, honestly.
awful. Like, I'm so
Well,
sorry. She was so freaking gorgeous. And she
I
was
know.
still gorgeous for me, even when she had surgery done and she was in the jungle with Peter.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She was still like that, like kind of sexy vibe, like a curve to her.
Mm-hmm.
Her legs, I couldn't believe it. And I sent Mom a message. I was just like, have you seen her?
I know. I actually had to double take because I was like, who is that? What gets me is, I think what makes her stand out a bit more is she's got those stupid turkey
Oh,
teeth,
don't.
right? So all you see is the big turkey teeth and then this, face.
Pig face.
Uh-huh.
Thank
That
you.
look. And
Mhm.
their body, as you say, there's no muscle, there's no nothing.
The
She doesn't.
legs.
It's
Like,
the legs, I know. They're like two threads dangling.
I can't believe it.
I
So
know, it's not a
sad.
good look.
Okay.
So who else have you been sent?
Right. Now, I got sent, I'm looking through the list a few times myself.
Oh, really?
Just Amy Lauren, you, Mama Jen, just Amy Lauren again. Um, I got also another one that was funny. It says Lauren's PA Izzy.
Oh, really?
I
Poor
want,
Izzy.
and then that same girl wrote a DM. She wrote, I want to know the behind the scenes of Just Amy Lauren. I think honestly, if someone's seen behind the scenes, they would be like, "Oh my god, that's so fucking tiring."
I know, it's
When
exhausting.
they were
Just
like,
listening to her
"All right, that's
sometimes.
cute. I'll just watch her reels instead." Um, I got here Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't
I
know about
think
him.
if I had to sniff around anything near him, it would be the wife,
Yeah, I'd
just
want to
to
know
kind
about
of be
her.
like, "Are you okay?"
I know. Are you alive? You still
Like,
there?
I mean, he just
And
treats her like shit, does he not?
I think they've got two different lives. I think she does her thing, he does his thing, and then every now and again, right, you need to be here by my side because when you do watch them, watch their body language. She does not want to be there.
I mean, I really don't like talking about people that I don't know their situation, but I feel like I would just love to grab her and be like, "It's okay, come with me.
You don't
Let's
need to be there.
get you out of this."
hmm
Like, how old is she?
I don't know actually. That's a good one.
Uh, I
I
really,
want to say she's like maybe late 50s.
yeah, I was gonna say the same. She's looking good though.
She looks amazing.
She looks great. I'm like, girl, let's live the next 30 or 40 years. Like, come on,
Let's live the next
let's go.
30 or 40 years.
Let's come
Get
here.
away from that.
Ugh.
I don't know that I'd like to, no, wander around him.
Did you get any more?
Yes, I did. Two, which came up, and they're both dead, these women. One was Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
the other one was Princess Diana.
I would love to do that. Right, guys.
I know.
I am obsessed with Princess Diana. I don't know. No, hold on. I'm going to say I don't know why. And I'm just saying that because when she died,
You were 6.
I was 6 years old. I don't know why this woman has such an impact on my life.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love her. I believe that a perfect, not a perfect woman, but I feel like everyone should have a bit of Princess Diana in them. When I'm just obsessed with her story. I feel like in a way I can relate to her story. She also suffered from bulimia,
Mm-hmm.
and I love her. I just love like her presence, her confidence. She was different. She wanted to like she was in this kind of world but still had her own voice and still was a bit rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it, and I think that Princess Diana also reminds me of my great grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at my great grandma's house when Princess Diana died, and I innocently, as a 6 year old, seen it on TV, and my grandma was in the bathroom, and it was like just up in the news, and it was like breaking news, and I was like, Grandma, Princess Diana just died, and I remember her face like looking at me, thinking, what is she talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But why would she like? Where did she get that from? Like, it can't be made up. It's not something like
Mm-hmm.
a 6 year old would just oh, I'm just gonna come out this,
Come out and say this.
it would be like if I seen like, oh, I just seen a fairy, it'd be like, oh, that's cute. What color was its wings? Yeah, nice, done. But
Mhm.
it was like, what? And I remember her face and just like the impact around it. I love Princess Diana. I would
I think
love
this
to
the
stick
thing
around her life.
was about her death at the time was she was such a young woman,
Yeah,
her whole life ahead of her and everything like that, and the circumstances around it. I would love to sort of really have seen how I think the way she carried herself and how she, put herself out there and everything was amazing
she
because
helped. Like she was caring. Loved her. Also, what was I going to say about Diana? Oh, I can't remember.
you know. But yeah, I would love to have seen behind the scenes and to
This
get in
was what I was
amongst
going to
there.
say about Diana.
Hmm.
When I only watched The Crown, and I literally skipped to the bits where not Diana was in it, but obviously the
Hmm.
Diana bits to try and kind of understand the story a bit more. And you know what? I know this sounds so weird, but I feel like next time I'm in Paris, I really want to go like where her accent happens, just to kind of just like feel the energy, and I want to work it out. Like, how did
Well,
this happen?
the
That I
thing
want to.
is, you've got to remember a few things. The Crown is
Yeah,
true but fictional,
yeah.
because of obviously,
But
how do
what
we know what these people
But
are
what I
saying?
liked about it was it kind of showed you. I wasn't aware of this whole like what was that guy's name that was like had the yacht?
Dodi Fayed,
Dodie. I didn't know who the fuck's Dodie. Like I didn't know this. I was like
his father
six.
had Harrods.
Yes. So I learned about that like in the Crown, but
Right,
I just
okay.
feel like I don't know. So basically, this is what happened one time I was in Paris. Give you guys a little fashion fun story. Fun fact, it's from Dior. And I went to the Dior Museum. Guys, this is an Amy Lauren alert to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Trendy Talk. There's nothing better than every week getting a reminder from me and Mama Jen that a new episode is out. So remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want, you can also give us a little thumbs up. Back to the episode. And when we were going around the museum, they had these dresses on display. And it was on display on mannequins, and then the celebrities or whoever's
Hmm.
picture was also with it. So
What of
Diana,
them wearing that
of them
dress?
wearing that dress.
Right, got you.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So Diana was there with this blue silk dress and a little blue handbag. And I was just like, wow, that I was like, oh my God, that's really her dress right there. And I remember the handbag. So the story of the Lady Dior handbag is that it was gifted, I think, from a princess of Monaco, went to Christian Dior and wanted a present for Princess Diana. So he designed the Lady Dior handbag, and obviously Diana wore it, and it got so popular that that came one of their staple pieces. So to this day, you can buy yourself a Lady Dior. So when I was at the museum and I seen the handbag that Diana was holding in the photograph, and I seen it also in front of me with glass, I was like, oh my God, I need to ask Dior if they can remake me this handbag. Obviously the Lady Dior, but I want it in the blue satin and everything. So I asked someone that works at Dior, and they were like, no, they don't do that. They don't have that. And I was like, oh, they don't have that like near color, like, and he was like, no, not really. I kid you not. 2 weeks later, he contacted me. He was like, Lauren, they've just released that handbag in the blue satin. And he was like, I immediately just reserved you one. And I was like,
Wow.
yes. I was like, I want this. Like, if I ever have a little girl, that is going to be like for her. I'm
Hmm.
like obsessed. Like, it's just that connection. So there you go. Little Lady Dior, fun fact.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So moving on, Tyga. They want to snoop
Oh,
through Tyga's life. I want to snoop
I
through
want to snoop
Tyga's
through
life.
Tiger's life.
I would love to his life.
I know.
Georgina Rodriguez,
Oh,
Cristiano
yes. Uh-huh.
Ronaldo's girlfriend.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like with her, I loved when she did her Netflix documentary. I really felt like in the first one, I was like, fuck, like I've got, kind of respect for you.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
she seemed quite working on top of things. You never seen Cristiano. So I was like, fuck, she's quite solo quite a lot of the time. But then on her last series, which I don't know if that was her third series or something, I kind of felt like, girl, like
Lost the plot.
I just feel like sometimes, like, I don't know, if you've got all that money and she does do things for charity, I just feel like with the Birkin bags, like you just see her like with like kids stuff, in her crocodile Birkin bag and all the diamonds she wears. I'm
Really?
like, if I was her, I would so own those diamonds, absolutely. But I would have them like in the safe if I was filming.
Is it one of these things that she's got everything all on at one time?
Everything all on at one time. And I do sometimes think, girl, I'm waiting for you to get robbed one day.
Mm.
Because it's really like it's millions and millions that she's just wearing. I mean, her handbag alone is worth maybe like 200,000.
200,000 for a
Yeah,
handbag.
yeah. And I'm saying at least.
And she's putting Lego in it.
Yeah, she's putting like any shit like baby's bottle. She's just like, oh, you know.
Well, there's another way to look at it is that she's living her life, and her life is kids and toys and
Yeah,
bottles and nappies, and and I
I
stuck
just
it
feel
in the
like it's
bag.
sad.
But the other side of it is it's quite desperate if somebody's got to show that they've got all,
Yeah, I
everything
don't
like
know.
that.
I don't know. I feel funny about it because I also do respect that she works. She's a mum. I respect a lot that she's quite alone because he's obviously into his football and stuff. So yeah, let's see. Have you got any more?
I think I'm kind of
Well, I've
done
got
with.
here a crazy rich housewife
Mm.
from the Beverly Hills, from the
Oh,
Beverly
yeah,
Hills,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm watching that right now,
Right.
and one of the housewives that I cannot stand, Sutton.
I don't know because I don't watch it because can't I can't watch these things.
Man, I can't deal with this woman. No, no, I really see if I was on that show, the whole time I would just be like, breathe, just don't get into drama, Lauren. Don't even open your mouth. The women's, I can't fucking deal with her. I just can't deal with her. She offers nothing to the table.
Oh, really?
Well,
Oh.
it's like, what do you do? Like,
So why is she on the program?
well, she's got like lots of money because like her husband died or something. Don't know. I like Erica Jane because she actually does something. Like
Hmm.
she's, even if it's her singing and whatever. I like Dorit. I like Dorit's style. I also like her accent. She's going through a divorce right now.
Brilliant.
Um, Kathy Hilton is fucking hilarious.
Really, is she?
She is so freaking funny. She's so oblivious to everything.
Maybe she's the one that you want to snoop round then. Yeah, you get to find out about Nikki
Oh,
in Paris.
Kathy and Rick Hilton, I think they're just couple goals. They've been married for fucking forever,
Mm-hmm.
like for ages, which is very, I mean, not just
Unusual.
unusual just in a world, but especially in Beverly Hills, because like in
Mm-hmm.
Beverly Hills they get married like every like 2 minutes. But the last stint was that she did was stint. The last kind of drama thing that she did was she was going to one of the girls, oh, Sutton's fashion show. Fuck me. I know that says she does nothing. I forgot that she's got her fashion line, which I haven't even seen it. That's how much I care.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't deal with her fucking vibe. Um, so basically, Kathy, the catwalk is around a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
So the seats are around the swimming
Oh
pool.
God.
And
This has got disaster written all over it, and you haven't even got to
no,
it
so
yet.
Kathy arrives a little bit late and she's introducing herself to Erica, who's a housewife's
Mm-hmm.
mother.
Okay,
Okay, so
got you.
she's going, "Hi, I'm Kathy. Nice to meet you." And all of a sudden, this woman just like barges, can you say,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
barges Kathy out of the way, and Kathy's face is like, "What the hell?" It's because the catwalk started, and it's one of the models, and because there was the swimming pool and
Oh, shut
Kathy,
up.
the model was kind of like, "I'm going into the pool if you don't fucking move, babe." So the whole thing is like the whole start of the fashion show, you can just see Kathy's face like getting pushed away from this model. It was fucking
Oh my
hilarious.
God.
But Kathy's quite like oblivious. Like she's kind of like me, that it's like she lives in a bit of a, not that I live in La La Land, but she doesn't remember people's names. She's kind of like, oh, where's that paper that I had yesterday in my hand? And just hoping that
Mm-hmm.
someone goes, there it is.
What the
Yeah.
hell? I'd like a snoop round hers then.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think so. We got here someone that I don't understand the hype about her, and I would love to be into it because in LA they sell the cutest merchandise for her.
Mm-hmm.
Even Tiger's like,
I
fuck
know.
my life.
Big Zeds.
Taylor Swift. A
Mm.
Swifty, are you a Swifty? Right. When I was in LA, I went to a place called The Grove. It's like an outside shopping,
Yeah, I
you
love
know,
it.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We love The Grove. It's a cute place,
It
you
is.
know. They've also opened up a Lala Kind cafe. Do you remember we went to that
Uh-huh.
one in Santa
Yeah,
Monica?
yeah, yeah.
Right, it's like the vibe now at The
Mm.
Grove. It's like a fucking huge queue.
Oh, I can feel a trip coming on, you know.
Oh yes, LA trip. I do want to do an LA trip, but I'm a bit like
Mm.
weird about the fires. Davina was just telling me the other
Mm-hmm.
day that she was there with Marcel, and she said, like, Lauren, the vibe is deep.
I know, I can
She
imagine.
was like, the energy is deep. But then I
Yeah.
feel like, should we go to LA and try and somehow help? Or I don't know.
Maybe get in the way. That's the thing. I know what you mean because we were there before when it was a fires. Remember there
We
was
were there
fires.
when there was a fire. My mom
Uh-huh.
and I were staying like in the area of Beverly Hills, and the fire was in Malibu.
Yeah.
Was it in Malibu?
No, it was
Uh,
no, it wasn't. It was up in
was
the
it Calabasas?
it was up in the hills a bit because we could we could smell it,
We could smell it, and guys, this is fucking far, I
you know,
tell you,
and it
right?
was
So during the night, I call reception. I'm like, I can smell fire. Like, are we okay? They're like, yeah, yeah, it's normal. Don't
uh
worry. Everything's fine. We even did we move rooms?
no, we were above like one of the restaurants
All
and
right,
and
okay.
they thought that was where the smell was coming
We
from
moved the whole fucking room and then realized it was actually the
and it
fires.
wasn't. It was actually
But
the
then all
fires.
of a sudden, like all of LA was in our hotel, all wanting rooms because they'd all lost their homes. Like it was huge.
I don't know if you remember or not, but up there was aloe yoga
Yeah.
and there was a sort of cafe next to it or attached to it, part of it.
Yes.
And you were away for a yoga class, and I was like, time out. I'll stay downstairs, read my book, have a cup of tea and a cookie. That was my vibe.
You love the raw
Loved
cookie.
the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Cookies were amazing. And sitting next to me was a couple, and he was on his phone, she was on her phone, and unfortunately, their house had been caught in the fires, and literally what they were sitting in was all that they had.
Oh, man.
And you know, he's on his phone trying to organize like accommodation or whatever it was, and she's trying to organize whatever she was trying to do. And I wasn't I couldn't help but hear their conversation because
Mom was loving it.
I was leaning like that.
She
No, I
was like,
wasn't. But I, I had to kind of take myself out of it. And I think, what you two are sitting there with that, and I've got a suitcase full of, you know, my crap.
crap. You're not gonna
And
wear.
I just thought, what would
Yeah,
I
it's
do
very
in that
sad.
situation?
Well,
Blow your
going
mind.
back to
Anyway, sorry, I
Taylor
interrupted you.
Swift,
Taylor Swifty.
I was at the Grove
Yeah.
and there was all of a sudden this massive queue, like huge,
Okay.
huge, like Vision the Grove.
I know, I've
So
got it in my head.
starting at like where that bookshop is,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Barnes and Noble.
Yep. And going all the way to fucking Whole Foods.
Right. Okay.
Like
Yeah, know where you are.
huge.
Down the road
So
and
I'm
up
like,
and down.
what's happening here? What's happening? So I'm kind of looking at people and I'm walking towards the end of the line, right? And I'm like, what's going on here? And I couldn't believe it when I got to the end of the line. It was a fucking box that looked like the album of Taylor Swift. And you could go and get a picture taken. And I was like, is she?
What?
No, no. And I was like, oh, she must be here because
Uh-huh.
no. So then I went into that Barnes and Nobles and there's a Starbucks in it.
Yeah.
So I probably bought lots of books with the intention of reading them. Never fucking
She didn't.
happens. And I did do that. I did buy books, and I thought I'll get a little Starbucks. Went in Starbucks, and I seen these girls, you know, with their Taylor Swift stuff on. And I said, "Oh, so is she here? Was she here?" No, 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 no. And I was like, "So what? You just take a picture?" And they're like, "Yeah, it looks like you're in her photo album, her album." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "So how long did you wait in that queue?" 2.5 hours. A fucking picture on a. I was like, "Babe, AI could have done it for you."
I don't know.
Could you say
People,
that?
do you know something? People get too much time in their hands if they're doing, mind you.
Well, they were like, you know, like they're girls and they look up to Taylor, so fair enough.
Right.
I've gotten
Okay.
here a celebrity's personal assistant.
Mm,
I would love to be a personal assistant.
would you?
Yes.
What, to take crap from somebody else?
I would love that. I would just love like organizing. Yeah, I've got it. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Ba, 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 ba. I would fucking love that. I would love that.
I'm
Even
surprised.
I was at the hairdresser the other day,
Hmm.
and the girls were like, I can't believe you run 4 Instagram and 4 TikToks. And the owner of the salon was like, I don't even have time to like post on Instagram, never mind my TikTok. Like, and you do 4 and 4
Hmm.
and like every day. And I was like, yes. I was like, well, you see how much like, I'm just on my phone the whole time, drafting posts, everything that I do. Um, where was I going with this? Oh, the personal assistant. So I said to her,
She's
I
a
was
personal assistant to remind her of what it is she's doing.
so I said to her, like, she then kind of was obviously doing my hair, but kind of was watching what I was doing. She was like, oh, that's such a good idea. Oh, what you're doing with the writing, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I would love to do your TikToks and Instagram. And I was like, I actually wish that was like my job, that I would just like kind of Izzy's job.
Hmm.
I would love that. Organization, I've got it, sort it all out. Like there's no
But
better
you know,
feeling of making somebody like helping someone else. And that's why I think I would love it.
yeah, I suppose if you're doing it full time like that, then yeah, that's okay. But you've obviously got to be in that zone,
You've got to
and
be in
obviously,
it.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't do anything like that. I mean, I can hardly even write.
But is it even like when we have our meetings, and sometimes our meetings can be up to 5 hours long where we're sat down and we're doing stuff,
Okay.
even she'll get to and she'll go, okay, creative times, I'm done now. And I'm
Hmm.
also like, yeah, I'm done. Like,
You're spent.
you know.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Molly May,
Well, obviously,
obviously. But I don't think she would be my person to snoop through.
no.
Because I just feel like also in her reality, like you get to see. I feel like I mean, as much I love Molly, like absolute love, but I feel like her life would be like kind of boring. Like it would just be the same kind of
Well,
thing.
see, it was funny when you brought up, like, obviously we have discussions about what the topics are going to be for, doing for
It's
Trendy Talk
trendy
and
talk.
everything. And I thought, right, fine, I'll go through my Instagram of who I follow.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, right, who would I like to, you know, be
Don't
in?
tell us your person yet.
No, no, no. So there was a lot of them that I went through, and I thought,
No,
I like what you do, and that kind of stuff, but there's nobody that I would go, wouldn't mind having a day in the life of. There'd be one person maybe, only
I've got my
because,
one person, which we'll say at the end.
right, well, I've got one person, and the only reason I would like actually to get into hers is to get into her wardrobe.
Mm.
And that is,
Well, don't
no,
lie.
I'm not saying her name, it's because she's of a similar age,
Mm-hmm.
and she wears a lot of things that I think, God, I'd love to wear that,
Does she
but I've
wear
not got the
fucking flared
confidence.
jeans?
She doesn't wear the flare jeans, not yet. I
No.
haven't told her about them yet, but I'm sure once I do, she'll be wearing them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've got one here. My ex-boyfriend when he was cheating on me.
Oh, I bet that's when you'd like to get into his phone to find out what
Yeah,
the
that's a
hell's going
good
on.
snoop
That's a
around.
good snoop around the
Oh, I
phone.
would freaking well, I once had a boyfriend and I will admit I smelt something was off and I had a little look at his phone and I was like, oh,
But see, you need to watch that as well because it could come back and bite you, and you pick up the wrong.
no,
I'm trying to
this
think. There was something recently. It was actually on a TV program, and somebody overheard um, a couple, and they thought, "Oh, he's having an affair," and it turned out he was trying to organise a surprise for the person.
oops.
Oops.
Well, yeah, that would be good. Like you would just snip through his phone, follow him when he's like, "Babe, I'm going to the gym. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Will you?" Yeah.
Hmm.
Fucking see that he's not going to the gym.
Yeah. Well, I've been there. I've done that one. So.
Would love that. That'd be great.
Mm.
And I think one of the last ones, because I've went from reading them all different. A celebrity private chef. That is
Mm.
quite a good one because a private chef is someone that no matter how big your house is, you always end up in the kitchen. You
Always.
talk in the kitchen,
Yeah.
you go and work from the kitchen, you go and get a drink, a little snack. You
Yeah.
always end up in the freaking kitchen, no matter
That's
how
true.
beautiful your kitchen. So if a chef was there, I'm guessing a chef would hear a lot of stuff.
Of course they do. And I bet you they've got to sort of blank out a lot of the shit as well, you know? I mean,
I think so.
hmm
And I think being a celebrity chef, I mean, or not just any, like, does that be a celebrity or someone that's known? It'd be kind of interesting to be like, what do they eat? You know, like,
hmm
but that's more about the celebrity. But I think it would be cool to kind of maybe be a chef that, like, is sometimes on a boat or sometimes, you know what I mean? Imagine like a
hmm
celebrity that is, say, I don't know, what celebrity can we pick? Kanye West came into my mind, but
Yeah.
don't want him.
No, I don't want him.
Give me a celebrity.
Simon Cowell. We'll go back to him.
No, we need someone that's like a bit cooler than Simon Cowell.
Chris
What's a
Jenner. Love to
no,
know what she
not
is.
someone that we've talked about. Someone that's like
Let me see then.
maybe like a basketball player. Like
Oh, what's his name? He did a birthday the other day. There's it Shaq or Shake or something.
he would be a great person to sniff around. The to be his private chef and sniff around. Because he would be the type of person. It's like we're in Florida for 3 days. Okay, now we're going to there for four
hmm
days. Now we're going to New York. Now we're da. I want this. I'm inviting 7 friends over. You know, I would like that.
Do you know who we haven't done? Who I'm surprised that they didn't come up? The Beckhams.
No, that didn't come up.
No.
Nothing. I think because maybe to snip around like David and Victoria's life when that cheating scandal went on,
hmm
that would have been interesting. Because I feel like in their documentary, they talk about it, but they don't actually say that it was true or
True or
false.
false? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
hmm
Right, now it's time for me and Mama Jen to reveal who we would like to snip around. Do you want to go first?
Right. Mine would be because I follow her on Instagram and I really love her fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to have the confidence to wear what she wears.
Okay.
And she goes on holidays and she always, shows you what her beach wear is and everything. And I've even started following the ones. Are we going to say the same person?
No,
No, I don't. I
but
wouldn't
I
have thought
think
so.
does her name begin with H?
No,
Okay, go on.
Amanda Holden.
Really?
hmm I'd love to go into her wardrobe. She wears some things, and I think, God, I'd love to do what
I
you
thought
do.
you were going to say Holly Willoughby.
No.
Amanda Holden.
hmm
Okay, I'm going to look her
You
up.
seem surprised.
Yeah, just, I don't know, like, what
Her
does she...
fashion is really, I love
Okay,
it.
I'll look up Amanda Holden and
hmm
we'll revamp your wardrobe
hmm
as
Well,
her.
the thing is, she's smaller, than me. She's in height and things like
Yeah,
that. But she's of an age. I think she's about 3 years younger than me, something like that.
right,
3 years
okay,
younger.
we can look that up.
But her beach wear that she wears, stuff that she wears when she goes away.
I need to, Amanda
Yeah.
Holden. I didn't really expect you. Amanda, see, obviously my Amanda's going to come up. Holden.
But it's called No Holding Back.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Oh, she does cooking shows now.
Well, she does a DIY show with Alan
The
Carr.
thing is, see with the bikini things, Mum, you've got such a different body to her that it ain't really gonna work. She's got like not a lot of chest.
Mm.
She's like me. Do you know what I mean? So, but I like this black dress that she's got.
See, some of her style's great.
That's right. You also
She
have
does
to
have.
remember that she ain't fucking going to Coco's Deli every day.
No, I know
You know,
that.
she's like a judge or something.
Well,
But yeah,
she's also doing Heart Radio. She does. What's that? Britain's Got No
okay, I
Talent.
like this as well. That look as well.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
you see what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get you on that.
Yeah, that vibe. I'm not saying everything,
No,
but
I've
that
got you on
vibe.
that.
Right. So let's hear.
Okay, mine. Do you think it's male or female?
Oh, now you've said that, I'm thinking male.
Oh,
Eh,
oh,
eh,
he is male.
um,
It is world champion,
Oh,
racing driver, Lewis Hamilton. I would love to snip around that guy's life.
really?
Yes.
Right.
I find him, just as we were talking about Princess Diana, Lewis Hamilton for me is somebody that I find truly inspirational.
You've followed him for a long, long
Yes,
time.
I have. I I've also gotten a huge, huge, huge pleasure to meet him, I think 4 times.
Have you? Or is it 4 times?
So it has been amazing. When I went to see Formula One in Monaco, we got picked up on a very small boat by Lewis, and he brought us to the racetrack. And I got to talk with him, and we talked about like his fitness regime, about how he's vegan. It was just so cool just to talk
Mm-hmm.
with him. And he also recently I met him when I went to, where was I? Miami.
Vegas?
Oh, Vegas. Did I also did I meet him in Miami as well?
Oh, God, I've got no idea.
Let me think. Maybe I met him in Miami as well. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But in Vegas in particular, it was really cool. We got to meet him in a really intimate setting, and you could ask him questions or tell him things. And one thing that he's super into is not just his racing, but it's also design, fashion. He cares a lot about the environment.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot for the environment as well. He also talks about like his envision for bringing more diversity to not just racing, but also anything in particular. He was like, let's see more Black people in these environments, because he grew up being like the only Black kid doing go karting, and he
Yeah.
felt like such an outsider. And he
Mm-hmm.
was also treated very differently. And that gave him the drive, to
The
do
drive.
the drive to do everything that he's done. And I just feel like I love someone that's like, he's super dedicated, but he's also like, there's other things that he does. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm a race driver. It's like I do so many things. He's into music, he loves creating music. And he also told me
Mm-hmm.
that I asked him, like, what is your vision for the future? Obviously, as much as he would love to race his whole life, he can't. He's also saying, like, I'm getting older, my reaction time can be getting a little bit slower as well. He said he would love to start a big fashion empire like the LVMH group, which is like
Oof.
the
Wow.
big Louis
That
Vuitton
is
group.
big.
And he said he would absolutely love to dedicate to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to have a good right snip into his life,
I
about
mean, I
what he
think,
eats, about how he trains, about how he travels, about
yeah,
everything. And he's such, honestly, like, guys, it was such a small setting that I was in with him.
yeah.
You would think he would just be like this, talking, whatever. He was like putting his rings on and off and fidgety and
Anxious,
yeah,
yeah. But I think when you see people like that and they're not just one dimensional, it's not like I'm a racing driver, boof, that's it. I think when you hear people that they have got other interests and that there's multi facets or
yeah.
whatever they
And
call
he's
it
so
too, and
humble.
but also the fact that they're more invested into it themselves makes them more interesting.
He's
If
super invested
yeah,
into everything. So into he wants to sit with the mechanics and know about the design of the car, about really like the ins and outs. He wants to know like everything. He even goes into like he was the one that even was like met with the designer of like there's racing suits that they wear,
okay,
and he was like, how can we make this lighter?
wow.
Like what fabrics can we use to make this even lighter? Like I just love him. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's great. And also in Vegas, it was really nice because he started talking about friendships, something that my mom and I talk a lot about here at Trendy Talk, is relationships. And he said that his friendship group is so small.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, actually, um, the friend that I have with me today was in the corner, this really nice guy, and he was like, that was my first friend at school.
Wow,
He
really?
actually picked me up because I was hitchhiking to go home because Lewis had to take like 2 buses home.
Uh-huh.
And this day the bus wasn't going, and it was pissing down with rain. And Lewis just and this friend picked him up, and since then they've been friends. And he was like, "That is my one and only like friend."
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Like we were saying,
See?
close small friendship groups.
Keep it small.
Keep it small. So, ending on that, I think we should end with a little card. Do you
Ooh,
want to pick a nice card? These cards are called Oracle cards. Oracle or Orsicle cards. I think it's Oracle cards.
oracle.
Because I remember on one of the last episodes, we couldn't remember
Am
what
I
they're called.
just cutting and picking?
Just cut and pick. Just a harsh cut and pick. Oh my God, that's a big nut. Big thing.
Oh, God.
Should we just pick another one?
Since synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Uh-huh. There is no such thing as chance in our incredible universe. The coincidences and synchronicities are carefully orchestrated by your guides and angels. So recognize them as the hand of spirit. Rejoice when you notice them, and they are the angel's message to you that you are on the right path.
So is that kind of like the right place at the right time?
Yeah, I would say so. At the bottom affirmation, it says, all things happen in perfect timing. Well, I always say
Yes.
everything happens for a reason.
1000%.
There's no such thing as a bad thing. You always take a positive out of a negative.
And what was that said?
At the bottom,
Mhm.
all things happen in perfect timing.
There you go. You heard it from Mama Jen
You
herself.
heard it here first.
Absolutely. Amen. Thank you so much, guys, for making another episode of Trendy Talk. As always, we would absolutely love you to subscribe to our channel. It would really help us. Also, if you could give us a little like and a little comment below. We also leave down below in the description our Instagrams if you want to give us a little follow as well over there. And we'll see you next week, guys.
Yep. See you guys
Next
soon.
Thursday. Hasta jueves. Ciao,
Hasta
ciao.
luego. Ciao.